Hello guys, I'm Deysi Martinez and I am a finance real estate senior at the University of Southern Mississippi. And today I'm here with you to reveal to you my strategy for the frightful BSG game. So why do I call it the frightful BSG game? Well, the first day of class when Dr. Bolton talked to us about the game, I immediately flashbacked to all the times that I had heard older students complaining about the game. So I immediately started freaking out. I was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? But Dr. Bolton made lots of emphasis on how important it was that we read the syllabus. And the syllabus made lots of emphasis on how important it was that we read the BSG guide. So I started getting an idea of where I was going to get started. But that same day, it was a great thing that Dr. Bolton mentioned that a student from a previous class had revealed that she had gone on the internet for some tips and tricks. Guess what I did? I went exactly on that. I went to faithful Google, who knows it everything, right? So that was my strategy. Reading the guide and going on to Google for tips and tricks. So what did I get out from the guide? The BSG guide made lots of emphasis on the plants and the manufacturing. It explained that the North American plant, it's cheaper for it to distribute in Latin and North America. Okay, took note of that. And it made emphasis that it was very cheap for the Asia Pacific plant to distribute in Asia, Africa, and Europe. So I took note of this. The guide also explained how important it was that we didn't have excess inventory. So we couldn't use excess inventory. So what does this mean? That I couldn't decide one day that I wanted to do extra pairs of shoes because I didn't have inventory. I only had what I had from the daily deliveries, right? So, and then it also made emphasis on how important the TQM was. Okay, so I took notes of this. Then I went on to Faithful Google. Faithful Google gave me a couple tips and tricks. It was at first that the Corporate Citizenship Award didn't mean anything. In real life, it's great. You know, it's like your philanthropy, it's your service to the world, great. But in this game, it wasn't going to do anything for me. I was just going to spend more and I wasn't going to generate any profit. Which takes me on to the second great trick, which was that the main goal was to generate as much profit as possible. So how was I going to generate as much profit as possible? Well, it was by spending as much as I could on the TQM, just what the guide had said. So this meant that Google was on the right track with the guide. And it also said that I had to watch carefully what my competitors were doing. So I took notes of this from the guide and Google, and this is what I ended up doing by combining these. I watched my competitors very carefully. I saw that the company that was number one had lots of celebrity endorsements. Guess what I did? I went and got celebrity endorsements, and effectively, it pumped me up. So then, I was careful to not spend anything on the corporate citizenship because it wouldn't generate profit. I was careful at not ordering extra pairs of shoes, and the shoes that I did manufacture, if they were from North America, they were going to go if they were from the North American plant, they were going to go to Latin or North America. And then the shoes that were manufactured at the Asia Pacific plant would go to Asia, Africa, Europe. And the little leftover would go to Latin America because it wasn't too expensive to do that. And there was no treaty that said I couldn't do that. So perfect. So then, and to generate profit, what I did was that I literally just played with my numbers. When I started with prices, and I would pump it at a dime, you know, like charge a dime more. When I saw that my profit would go down, I would stop, and that was the maximum price. Same thing with the advertising expense, same thing with the retailer support, just at a dime at a time, and then when I saw that it was going to be dropping my profit, I would just stop it, right? And so by looking up or reading the guide and looking up tricks on Google, I was able to land number 3 on the game. And what could I have done better? Obviously end up number 1, but I'm really happy that I was able to meet my investors expectations because I had a high score for that. And so I'm glad to know I really didn't let anybody down, which is the fear of a CEO. A CEO depends on what its stakeholders think about him or her, especially the stockholders. So I'm glad that my investors weren't disappointed in me. And what would I do in the future? I would just dedicate more time to it, play more with the numbers, watch more carefully what my competitors are doing, and I think I would do much better if I would dedicate more time to it. So I hope you got something out of this. Read the guide, go on Google, faithful Google as always, and I wish you the best of luck, and thank you for watching.